Dumps like a truck. That's like what? Baby, move your butt. I think I'm singing again.
None of those are pagan.
What? Are we recording?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Oh, no.
That was great.
That was terrible.
That was awesome.
I just want to say you're really weird.
Why? I mean, why today?
Because you texted, I just watched Disclosure Day, and I bawled through the last 20 minutes.
I did bawl through the last 20 minutes. I
Why?
cried like a little baby girl.
Why?
I don't know. I found it so emotional.
That's so weird. And then I told Mom and Garen, they're both like, she cried at what movie?
The geriatric alien.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so ridiculous.
No, when she was like, this is Disclosure Day, and the other girl, the other news anchor was like, this is coming in, and she was like all emotional.
I was
and stuff.
annoyed. I was like, you're a professional news anchor. Get it together.
Was like, I get it. I was so emotional. I was like, literally, tears were just streaming down my face.
I was annoyed by her too, actually. Kiki.
Thank you. She is a news anchor in New York.
She should have just shut up. I mean, she should have been talking over it. I mean, introduce it once, do the little lower third that says this has just been released.
This has just been released. Every now and then you come back in and you say, oh, what we're seeing here is footage. This has not been, verified, whatever. But like, and also she's supposed to be like a top anchor. She should be able to hold it together.
I know, but I think it was just like showing that this is like such a profound, like, okay, so imagine like we're on the brink of World War III. Wait, first off, this is Jessie.
This is Kiki.
And this is Two Girls, One Haircut.
Behind the Pod.
Where we talk about the shit
that we just talked about
the other week.
So we're talking about, you finally saw Disclosure Day.
I did. So we recorded with Josh, was it last weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I finally saw Disclosure Day. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, let's do our Behind the Pod so I can actually talk about it. And you just decided to hate on me because the second it finished, I texted you and Josh and was like, I'm so emotional right now.
I know.
And you were like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I thought it was weird. I didn't think you needed to be emotional.
One is Josh didn't text us back.
Oh, of course
he
didn't.
Brokenhearted. But I was waiting for him to be like, me too. Like, I cried too.
He said he saw it and he wasn't like emotional at all.
Okay, so here's the thing. I imagine like that you're on the brink of World War III, which is what is happening like in the like bigger exterior of the story, right?
Okay.
Like Russia and the U.S. and like nuclear
there's all this stuff going on in the
and
background.
It's basically what they call the second like Cuban Missile Crisis, right?
Okay.
And everybody in the world is basically panicking that like World War III is going to happen. Also, I'm like, why are people going and like bum rushing the grocery store? How is that going to help you during nuclear war?
Well, if you have to hunker down and like tape yourself into your house,
I guess. But I'm just like, some of y'all aren't going to make it past 24 hours. I don't even know why
I was
worried.
watching it, and I saw it in the theater, and I literally leaned over to Gare. It was like an empty theater, and I was like, are they buying that because of aliens or because of the war?
Oh my God.
And Gare's like, because it's a war. And I was like, okay.
Because he said the same thing. He was like, I don't understand why everybody is like bum rushing the grocery store. And I was like, because we're on the brink of World War III. And he's like,
it's so faintly in the background of the movie. And I don't want it to be spoon fed to me. It doesn't need to be. But maybe I was distracted by a bunch of other stuff that I just wasn't clocking that as much. That I just kind of was like, they talk about it a bunch until it really registered. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
So then imagine like the emotional weight of like feeling like the world is on the brink. And then on top of that, we literally interrupt the broadcast to say, no, we are sharing with you Disclosure Day and that aliens are real. And this is some of the real shit that we've done to them. And this is awful. And I think I just felt the emotional weight of that. And was just like the weight of the moment. And when she was like getting all choked up and stuff like that, I mean, I was choked up before she was.
The reporter?
And so for me, like her having that reaction actually mimicked my reaction and made it feel more normal.
Okay, well, I just did.
There's got to be somebody else out there who like watched
sure.
that and
I'm sure.
felt the same way at the end. But I will tell you, you guys told me, right? Like when we were doing the original recording, like they just dump you in the middle of it. They explain nothing. They dump you in the middle of it.
More extreme than other things, because I feel like a lot of times most movies dump you in the middle at the beginning, but you're already in the middle of a chase scene.
No, it's so extreme that like 40 minutes into the movie, I leaned
what?
over to Binky and I was like, I'm really pissed off because I feel like I've watched 40 minutes of this movie and I still have no fucking clue what's going on, and it's really like annoying the shit out of me at this point.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember, thinking back, like how soon they take you to the point where he like tells the girlfriend, this is what I'm doing and this is why I'm I don't know. It's very strange.
But the thing is, even though they get you to that point, remember he's holding this thing and
nobody knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like there's all these other elements that are at play here.
Yeah.
That they don't explain. That is weird.
It's like a literal chase movie. Like I said that. I was like, it's a chase movie. I don't know what I expected, but it's just a chase movie, and they literally drop you in the middle of it. They're like, oh, guess what? This chase has already been going on for like a month now, and here you go. And you're like, wait, what? Huh?
Also, I think it would have been more fun if maybe we didn't make this happen in America and we just like made it happen somewhere else, and then everybody could have used their real accents. Like Emily Blunt could have used.
Why can't he use his real accent?
Why couldn't he? Whatever, Jane, the girlfriend, you could hear the Irish
coming out
hardcore every now and then bump through, because it's like,
I always think it's silly that like, I don't think you want them all to have like their real accents, because you would have 2 Brits and an Irish among other Americans, and those are the 3 main characters.
But in some ways, I almost think you would notice it less than like a strained American accent.
Yeah, I think he did a really good American accent, and Emily Blunt's always done a good American accent, but I feel like one of them could have used their accents, because like, yeah, people from there work here all the time and people here work there all the time.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to.
Yeah.
And also her being like a nun, ex-nun, being Irish would make so much more sense.
It would, yeah.
Like
yeah,
I was like, oh, you're Irish even though you're not Irish.
Exactly. If you're like, why were you an ex-nun? And you're like, oh, you're raised like, you're an Irish Catholic.
You're
got it.
Hella
okay.
Irish.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I'm clocking that.
She's like, I'm not a nun, but that doesn't mean I'm not Catholic and believe anymore. And I'm like, if you were Irish, it would that would track more. It would track. I thought that during the movie.
Also, I really thought it was an interesting choice for them to make her a nun, like, or a postulant, because she never like took her vows, right?
Yeah.
Because it introduces the idea of religion into all this, and the conflict and concern,
like a loss of faith or whatever.
Yeah, that disclosure day would cause a loss of faith. I thought that was a really interesting way to like introduce the concept.
Yeah, because I do always like it when there's like a angle like that in a movie. So I did enjoy that. I was like, oh yay,
yeah. The other thing I really loved was, so you in the background, like one of the main characters, Hugo, who's like kind of the guy who's helping guide. Right, the 2 main characters, they're building something.
Yeah,
right?
they're building.
You're like at this,
it's like a movie set.
It looks
they're
like
building
a movie
set house in the background.
Come to find out,
we did say this with Josh.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
But come to find out, well, we have also learned that people don't listen to our actual episode. So
I know
they listen to the behind the pod. So I don't want people to be too lost. So come to find out that they are building Emily Blunt's childhood home, so that she can have this experience to remember.
Yeah,
and then almost like awaken and understand her full role and powers. And I was like, I would love to walk in somewhere and have like one of our childhood homes recreated, where you walk in and it's like the kitchen's the same, the living room's the same, your bedroom is the same. Like, wouldn't that be like an incredible experience?
Yeah, but I do think it's funny, because they say to her, we try to get it as accurate as we can, and she's like, you did. And I'm thinking, we lived in so many houses.
Well, that's my question.
I wouldn't be able to tell you if it was like to a T accurate.
Yeah, but
unless you like, if you grew up in the same house your whole life and you never leaved, you would be like, yeah, this was always like this. This was always like that. But that's not for us. I would be like, I don't know.
No. So my question to you is, if somebody, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, if someone's going to recreate,
if they were going to recreate one of our houses, which one would you want them to recreate?
Yeah, Texas. When we lived in Texas, 100%. I just want to live in that house now.
I know. I do too.
Such a good house.
So I had two thoughts. I was
okay.
like, the first one was like Texas house, right? Because I was like, hands down, every now and then I go on Zillow and I look up the address and then I click through the photos because I'm like, it's still like is giving vibes, right? And then second, I was like, okay, if I couldn't do that house, then I think I would do the Boca house, not
the old Floresta.
Not the old Floresta one, the last one we lived in.
Yeah. Yeah, that house.
In the kind of like,
I just like, I feel like it really felt, there's so many like plot holes, obviously, but one thing that bothers me is they're so focused on Emily Blunt's character and getting her to remember, but they both talk about not remembering stuff in their childhood. And they kind of just like skirt over his thing. And they're like, well, we built your house, Emily Blunt, and we are going to try to resurface this out of you. And he's just like, they're like, and then you were probably there too.
Well, because he's had his air quotes powers for like 15 years.
Yeah, he has. In college, it activated.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, like, with her, because of, like, the emotional thing that she needs to, like, feel triggered.
So like, she basically, like, she's, like, an empath, but also she literally, like, knows stuff about you.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like she knows everything. And when she comes up to you, she can be like, you need to leave him. It's time.
Yeah, so they both have these powers. And his is, like...
Mathematics patterns.
Mathematics. He can speak in mathematics, which is the universal language, so he can understand the aliens. So when the aliens are speaking their foreign mathematical language, oh my god,
ew,
that's so much like it.
Doing that,
I know.
I'm so out of it.
Oh my god,
sorry.
it's so freaky because that's exactly what it sounds like.
I want to be like, Binky, you know we can hear you, right?
But that's exactly what it sounds like. And when he hears that,
he hears words.
He hears like English, right?
Yeah,
like his brain auto translates.
That was interesting. He was like, "What do you mean? What did he say?" He's like, "He said blah blah blah," and they're like, "Wait, what?"
And then Emily Blunt, her gift is like this deep empathy, right? So she can look into someone, feel and share their experiences, and help guide them. Which would you want? Would you want hers or his?
I want hers. I mean, maybe I should pick math because I'm not a good math person. I'm not good at the maths.
I'm like, would you rather be able to understand the aliens or to understand humanity?
Humanity, because I think humanity blows hard. So I feel like I need to be able to appreciate humanity.
See, and I feel like I want to understand the aliens because I feel like being able to translate their message in a way that is conveyed accurately would be so important.
No, I want to be able to... No, I want to be able to understand people. But then also, like, she walks around and people... Like, when she walks into the trailer to get him, and it's surrounded by, like, all these officers and people protecting it, and no one attacks her because they see someone from their past. Like, she walks up to them and they see their mom, their sister, their kid, or whatever. Yeah, it's so weird. It's... Yeah, it's clever.
It is very clever. Yep.
I just think, like, the biggest problem in that movie was, like, white men. Because her boyfriend...
Oh, my God. I was just going to say, the thing that pissed me off the most in the whole thing was Jackson, her boyfriend. Emily Blunt's
Jackson
boyfriend.
Is the worst. I kept being, like...
At one point...
Ditch hit this motherfucker.
At one point, I, like, leaned over to Binky, and I was like, I'm going to need you to get on board.
Yeah, I know.
I leaned over to Binky, and I looked at him, and I was like, I need you to get on board. Give me your phone. Shut the fuck up. Stop asking me questions.
Stop
I'm going to
asking
need you
questions.
to get the fuck on board. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And Binky's like, yes, ma'am.
Oh, it's so funny that, like, she gets mad because she realizes he was going to, like, break up with her.
Yeah.
And she's like, really? She just looks at him, and she gets mad, and he's like, what? And she's like, I can't believe you. No, he's like the worst character. He's the worst. And I literally looked at Gary and I said, why is it always the white guy's the problem? And he's like, it is. It's always the white guy.
I was just like, Binky, like, if this is us, I need you to trust me and just be like, yeah, here's my phone. What do you need to do? Do we need to run it over together? Like, I mean,
oh my God, he can't run over the phone. She like throws the phone out and she's like, run it over. And he's like, keeps missing it like an idiot. And then he like calls the doctor.
Yes.
So they send her, because she has like a weird, she makes those weird noises that Binky just made on camera. And then she kind of like passes out. So they take her to the hospital.
Thinking she's having a stroke.
She's like, they're not doctors. They're not police. Like, they're not with this. We have to get out of here. And he just like won't listen to her.
Yeah.
And she's like basically running, hiding, getting like, we got to get out of here. And then like they leave the hospital and she's like, we got to get rid of this phone so they can't track us. And he's just like, so
every
not
step
on board.
of the way, he's just being a pain in the ass. And all I'm thinking is like, nobody wants a partner, air quotes partner, like a emotional relationship, whatever partner, of somebody who won't just like blindly be like, I got you.
It's
like
so annoying.
You're like, if nobody else in the world believes me, this person should believe me.
He always plays a putz though.
No, I'm just like, this is like for any relationship.
No, I know.
Though. I mean, it's saying, like you feel like there should be two, maybe three people in your life that like if nobody else believes you, they believe you.
Yeah. No, I mean it was kind of funny because he was like the worst. He was like the biggest obstacle for her.
He was.
It wasn't.
And then she
like,
left his ass, which was like great.
It wasn't like understanding or having this ability. It's like my boyfriend's not supporting me, which felt really realistic.
Oh gosh. And then I thought it was interesting too when they take her to the house and she gets to meet all these other people that have been like helping behind the scenes to get to this point. And this one girl does like the sign of the cross and like kneels to her, and Emily Blunt's like, I don't want to be anybody's religion.
Yeah.
And I had this moment where I was like, this is why Disclosure Day in like theory would fail on some level, because there are people in this world who need something to worship. They need something to be the center of their lives.
Yeah.
Obviously for me, I'm the center of my own life. So.
Well, or they would take it differently like that. Like she's walking around and she is with this group and knows that it's alien related.
Yeah.
But
then
instead
she's
like doing like the sign of the cross and kneeling in front of her like she's God. And I'm like, some people just need to be like, but this is divine. And it's like, it's aliens, bro. Like,
I did think it was really interesting though when Jane, who is the postulant, calls like the abbey and speaks to like one of the nuns.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like having this conversation with her, you know, about Genesis and aliens and all this other stuff. And she was like, our divine creation on Earth, you know?
Yeah, on Earth, yeah.
And
she's basically the one that's like, yeah, it's okay to disclose it. The nun is like,
it's
do
like,
it.
yeah, God never said we were alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just said we were his ultimate creation here.
On Earth.
On Earth,
Yeah.
yes.
I thought that was
Which I
good.
thought was like a really interesting angle as well. Because she was like really accepting to the point where I'm like, are you an alien? Like, how are you so chill about this?
Yeah.
It's almost like she knew the questions that she was like gonna
she didn't seem
ask.
surprised at all.
No, she didn't at all, which was
like,
really
yeah,
kind
right.
of like,
She's
yeah, she was just so like,
maybe she was
it's all
touched.
good. Also, so like Colin Firth plays this like, you know, the antagonist, right?
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing, and he's
Trying to stop the disclosure.
Yeah, exactly. And then they get to the very like end, the last 20 minutes where like Disclosure
He gives
is
up.
like, yes. He walks into the
Like,
like
he's really
the
tired and he just can't
TV station, and just like all of a sudden is like, you've done all this. You've taken down the power grid so that the power is out. You've taken out the backup generator so that everything goes out. And then all of a sudden you're just like, okay.
I had a good run.
Yeah. I mean, like we tried, and you
He's
just like
so weird.
literally succumb. I don't get it.
One
like,
of the characters is pissed. They're like, you're just going to let them do it?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
I mean, but like, I don't get it because I'm like, I don't feel like that would be real.
Well, he was seeing his wife even
Yeah.
at the end, and they talked about how he's never been the same since his wife died. I don't know.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, I'm
it's
just like,
so dumb.
I was like, that is like, to me, one of the biggest plot holes, because I'm like, I don't understand how this man's entire purpose for like 20 something years has been to prevent Disclosure Day, up to the point where they're like doing all these things at the very end so they can't even like remote broadcast.
It's so dumb.
And then all of a sudden, there's no conversation, there's no nothing. He just like acquiesces and sits down and is like, okay.
He just sits and he's like, oh, God, I've had enough. It's like, it makes no sense. It's not like they're even restraining him.
Exactly.
Like someone's holding him back, and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, well.
Or I could see like
yeah.
if Emily Blunt's using powers to like make them all sit down or
Yeah, I don't
chill the
know.
fuck out or shut the fuck up or like something, right?
Yeah.
And instead it's just like,
No,
no.
I don't think so. I'm tired. That's what he's like. I'm going to take a nap.
I mean, it's like, this has been my life's calling. And then, nah, I'm good.
No,
I'm just going to,
I'm
nah.
good.
Nah.
So did you like all the footage at the end? The stuff like I said I didn't like it.
I did, because I think for me, like, that helped play into like the emotional response of like why she was having an emotional response on camera, right?
Yeah,
it's
I just wish
like
that they had. I wish they just showed people's reactions and not shown anything.
I get that, but then when they roll out the grandpa alien in the wheelchair, it was less weird than I thought it would be after seeing the movie.
Why is he so tall? They roll out this alien. He's taller than the people, but in all of the footage,
everybody
the aliens are
small.
like 3.5 to 4 feet.
Yeah,
and we're like, did you just kill them too young and they hadn't grown all the way?
It doesn't make sense
bizarre.
why that alien is so tall, and then everything else in the entire movie is like childlike height.
It's so weird.
It is kind of a disconnect. It's not kind of a disconnect. It is a disconnect.
It also is
I
really
don't
dumb.
understand.
They're like, we roll out this alien in a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. I'm like,
yeah. But
and also, you think that would be what you would put on camera, not all the footage, because people would be like, that footage is fake.
Yeah. And so then, like, the guy, goes and speaks with the alien, and then he goes to Emily Blunt and interprets, and then she walks on camera and says, listen, and then they go, and they cut, and I was like, no, because I just wanted to like know what we were listening to.
I know. I just wish they hadn't done any of that. I just wish it had been like, this is disclosure day. Boom. Done. I could see it if they were like, I wish this was just, and say like, this is disclosure day, and then they just show like all the footage and then it stops or something like that. You know? I understand it from like if you're Spielberg and you're like obsessed with like aliens and you're like, I want to give footage that people are going to ask questions about. Like, what is that? What does that represent? Why was this person in that footage? Is this based off of real things? And then you have all these things that people are going to start Googling about. I get it in that respect, but just as like a movie, I wish it hadn't been in it.
I mean, I do agree with you in the sense of like you had said when we were talking with Josh, like you wouldn't have understood half the things.
Oh no!
If it wasn't for the conversations we had previously had.
I would have been like,
and I mean, I completely agree. I think I would have just thought all this is just like made up. I wouldn't have had any context.
Well, you wouldn't have any context for any of the footage.
That's what I'm saying.
You would have been like,
I wouldn't know that any of that is supposedly real.
You would have thought it was just like random footage that they made up to be like, here you go. Yeah, you wouldn't have any concept.
Yeah. Like from the Tic Tac to the Gleason to the cop in, was it New Mexico?
New Mexico, they showed
like
that.
all those things. I think I'd have just been like, oh, this is just us making up something that we think is true or real.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, it was a fine movie. It's not my favorite. Like, I don't know. I think I was so excited to see it that then I was like, let down a little. And Gary's like, it's a good chase movie. And I'm like, it's fine.
I think I walked away feeling just like...
Well, you cried for the last 20 minutes.
I walked away feeling sad because I was like, some of this is probably true.
Yeah.
When the main character is introducing to Jane, his girlfriend, like...
He shows her footage.
Yes, the footage and stuff. And you see Colin Firth's character and stuff, and they're basically torturing the aliens and doing these horrible things to them, and it's painful for them to watch, right?
Yeah.
And I was like... I think the thing that got me there was I was like, that's probably true. This has probably happened. Like, somewhere in our world at some point in time... Well,
if aliens are real and they have landed and we have seen them, there's no way that we didn't poke them with hot prods and
do jackass things.
Have you met us? We're kind of the worst.
We are. We're not kind of the worst. We are the worst.
So like that tracks. I'm like, that totally would happen.
And I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad I watched it.
Okay.
I'm glad I watched it at home.
Yeah. Because you can take 15 bathroom breaks.
Yep. Had to stop and feed the cats. Get them water.
A 2.5 hour movie takes you 6 hours.
It does.
You're like, oh my God.
Well, it probably, like, honestly, it probably adds like an extra hour.
Yeah.
Like between snack breaks,
potty breaks,
potty
cat
breaks. Yeah. Like all the things. I think it was like we were 30 minutes like from the end, and I was like, I have to eat something. Like, we have to stop. I have to eat something right
so
now.
you.
I know. And Mickey was like, right now, you can't, like, what if I get you something in 30 minutes? And I was like, no, I got to eat right now. Like,
you're like a child. You're like a little kid that you take to the theater and they just like reach their capacity.
Yep.
And you're like, the movie's ruined because you have to go home now and eat a sandwich.
And you're like, whatever body function needs to happen in that moment, like it has to happen in that exact moment.
Oh
like,
God.
I'm like, no, I have to pee right now. I need to eat a snack right now. There is no like waiting 10 minutes. It's just like, this has to happen and it needed to happen 10 minutes ago. I'm only just now telling you.
Yeah, you're like, I was dying like about 10 minutes ago and now I'm dead.
And now I'm past
I need it.
Yeah.
God. This is why I don't watch shit with you.
I know. And I was like, this is why it takes us forever to watch shit in our house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because like when we watch like a one show together, if it's an hour, it takes us almost 2 hours to watch it. Because also, here's the thing we do. I hit pause and then I have conversations about stuff we're watching.
Oh yeah, I do that too.
Because I'm like, Binky,
that's us
and
when
I
we watch...
feel the need to like
no.
say stuff.
That is us when we watch House of the Dragon. Because I'm like, who the fuck is this character out of nowhere? And then I pause it and I'm like, Gare, who's this character? And Mom and I are talking and
Gare gets out like the flip charts and the
Gare
timelines.
Didn't even know. And I'm like, well, if you don't know, I'm fucked. Because you are always the one who's like, remember, this is this guy's third cousin twice removed.
See,
and I'm
y'all
like,
always
how am I
make
supposed
fun
to
of
know
me
that?
because I go and rewatch stuff like before I watch the newest
Well, it's just
season.
that we don't have time for that.
I know, but
we'll
it's like
usually
the
watch
best-
a recap.
It's the best thing ever.
And then I'm like sitting there Googling, like, who's this rando character? Or like, what is it? And then I'm like, oh, that's Allison's brother?
yeah.
Oh, well, but then who's that guy? And then Gary's like, that guy's blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. He's like, that's who Allison's brother wants to make the new king. And I'm like, that is not him. He was in the other episode. And he goes, oh, yeah, you're right. And he goes, yeah, who is that? And I was like, oh, my God. No hope for me to keep track. I can't. The only reason I can remember Allison's name is because it sounds like Allison. None of the others. I can't tell. Is there a Joffrey in this series, like there was in the original? Like in the original, one of them's named.
I think one of the kids.
Honest to God, I can't remember any of their names. And then they'll mention somebody, and I'm like, who's
like,
that?
Their name, like Rhaenyra, but then like everybody has like a version of Rhaenyra.
Yes,
and it's like I'm not Rhaenyra, but it's like Rhaenyra or like some.
Yeah,
that's not
so
it, but it's like
weird.
something so close.
It's so confusing.
The best thing is trying to remember the dragons' names.
Oh, fuck that.
And like we got Sunfire.
Sheep Stealer is the only one I can remember. You know, if you know, it's because he's like a rogue and he steals sheep. So it's like super easy. Everybody else, they're like, oh, where's blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was a person and they're like, no, he's talking about the dragon. And I'm like, dude, your dragon died, idiot. Like,
also, I think it's great that like Vhagar is like the oldest and like
is Vhagar a dragon?
Yeah, Vhagar's a dragon.
I'm telling you, I don't know.
It's One-Eye's dragon.
Oh,
the old one, the oldest, biggest dragon, right? Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, isn't there a dragon that they reference in the like series that's even older and bigger that's already dead than Vhagar?
Yeah, but he's like he's the oldest living living.
Yes, but then I was like,
so.
Are we going to do a prequel to the prequel where we get to see that dragon at some point? Because all we've gotten in the last 2 series is like glimpses of like how badass this dragon was. And now we just keep seeing the skull and stuff like that. So I'm like, when do I get to like meet that dragon?
They'll do it because it's money. R.R. Martin's like, hold my beer. Let's do this. Right? Isn't that who it is? Yeah. He's like, I can't believe I got that. That's the only name I can remember because it's at the beginning and end of every episode.
I saw this thing where it like was like connecting the characters from Game of Thrones at the end where they're all like in the ice and they have the blue eyes and stuff like that with like the current characters like Daemon and stuff. They're like this and you're like, you didn't know this was Daemon and then this is this one and like,
oh, in the ice.
Yeah, like at the very end where they're, you know, in the end of Game of Thrones where like they're all what are they called?
The ice zombies?
Yes, the ice zombies. It's not saying that they are, but it was like somebody was like, what if these are these characters?
Oh, okay. Thank you. I was like, are they? You know, you're not saying they are. You're saying
I'm
like,
not saying
what
they
if?
are. Somebody was like, what
and
if
then,
they
like,
are? And I was like,
you haven't watched
I can see
the
it.
prequel one with the Hedge Knight, which is the best Game of Thrones one they've ever done.
What are you talking about?
There's a prequel series, and it's already been out, and it's one, and it's the guy who's like a hedge knight, and then he has like the little kid Egg with him and stuff.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Okay, I've told you to watch it, and you haven't watched it.
I thought it was like Lord of the Rings.
No, it's Game of Thrones.
What's it called?
I can't remember. But what I'm telling you is like, so some of those characters are like, oh, that's the Mad King, or that's blah, 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 young.
So
right?
does it happen after House of the Dragon?
Mm-hmm. It's between.
Okay, gotcha.
It's between the two.
Okay.
And I guess like Martin wrote these books like as like, these little like one-off things, and he's like a hedge knight. They're the best stories.
Okay.
The funny thing is, though, I said to Garrett, you have to know, you could have never really made the show how they make it without already having the world of Game of Thrones established.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because if you've already watched Game of Thrones, you know, like, things and ideas and concepts. And so then they're not having to explain everything from scratch. And it is like, it's seriously, it's the best show. It's so good. But in that one, like, one of the characters relates to characters they talk about in Game of Thrones. Well, we were watching House of the Dragon, and I'm like, is that blah, blah, blah? And he's like, babe, this is so many years before that none of these people are anybody we've ever talked about. And, like, no. They're related to this person, like, 5 generations. He's like, but these are not. And I'm like, oh, I'm so confused all the time. It's a lot. It's a world I can't keep track of, and I would love to be like do a show where we like talk about them, but I could never do it because it's like I can't keep track. We would need
visuals.
That wouldn't be
flip
enough.
Charts, visuals,
that wouldn't be enough. I need like flow charts, and I need like family trees, and I couldn't do it. I could have R.R. Martin here talking to me about it, and I still couldn't be lost. Do it. I'd be like, who? Sheep stealer?
Oh, well, this is Jessie.
This is Kiki.
And this is 2 girls, 1 haircut.
And lots of dragons.
Lots of dragons.
And some aliens.
Yeah, just a few.
Bye.
Bye.
If you don't follow and subscribe, we're going to remote view and find you do it. And you don't want that.
You don't want that. You'll wake up 2 hours later and be like, why does my head hurt? And I've liked all these episodes.
And my butt hurts. Wait, why does your butt hurt? No.
Tomorrow, when you see that squirrel and he does that thing where he runs across the street, stops,
shakes his tail at you,
and then tries to run back before you hit him, it's because he's saying you didn't like, subscribe, rate us, and review us. And he's just trying to remind you.
It's happening.
You like and subscribe, you might be able to understand non-human lange.
Do it. Oh my gosh. I'm going to, am I liked and subscribing our own stuff? I don't think you are.
I think you're failing.
I think I am.
Can you, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Okay.
You're yelling at me.
Yeah. All right. As long as you know.